Hey everyone, Dan here. Just wanted to show you guys a couple clips and videos from my trip to California Extreme this past weekend. California Extreme is this big arcade convention held in Northern California, and basically arcade owners of all kinds, they bring arcade machines, old and new, and they just basically show them off on the show floor. As you can see, there's well over a couple hundred machines here. A lot of them are very classic, old school. You can see there's Centipede. There's also some new ones too. Very few, but they actually were showing some new ones that were pretty cool that I'll get to later. There's the grid. And look, the classic Super Mario Brothers. This one was one of my favorite games growing up in the arcades. Yes, the grid, made by Midway. Basically in the grid, you run around shooting everything, picking up different guns. It's basically a big free-for-all. They also borrowed a couple things from Mortal Kombat. The ninja guy can actually do Liu Kang's kick and makes the battle cry. This one is the classic Star Wars arcade game. As you can see, it looks very primitive to the more updated version. But this was the original, and back in the day, this is quite impressive graphics for its time. It doesn't really sound the same without the music though, does it? Talk about classic. Here's an Atari Pong machine from many, many years ago. Although there are tons of different kinds of Pong machines, I was always true to Atari, just because that's the first system I ever played it on. Yeah, look, I'm getting my ass kicked here. Oh, yeah! Finally scored one. Yeah, I may love Pong, but I'm no good at it. Something really cool about these paddles is that they're actually very, very sensitive with the knobs. As you can see on the left side, my friend here is having little issues with his. It's kind of jerking around a little bit. That's usually what happens with these old Pong arcade machines. One of the newer arcade machines there was this one called the Act. Now, as you can see, it's completely animated, and the way it works is that little blue knob at the bottom controls the aggressiveness of the main character. Going left makes him act a little nimble, and going to the right makes him act very aggressive depending on the situation. It's a lot like Dragon's Lair, when you have to time directions left and right and using your sword at the right moment. It's pretty cool, and was kind of hard to figure out at first. As you can probably tell, the point of this stage is to try and give that flower to the nurse. Although it's a little hard because sometimes you come on too strong. And I lose. Here's some more cool classic machines. These are the cocktail machines. You commonly find these in bars or restaurants. They're very hard to find nowadays, and you'll probably only find them in some restaurants that are very old-fashioned, very old style. Here's one of my other favorites. It's called Cosmo Game. If you've ever played it, it was a light-based action ticket game. These aliens would come up and try to steal your energy cubes in the front, but you try to shoot them back in the mouths, and they fly back. This one was a very, very fun one back in the day, and it's sad that arcades don't have these kind of machines anymore. Now these are classic. Check these out. The old school pinball games, the ones that just made dinging and binging noises all the time instead of any laser sound effects, and these are before all the LED screens and all that stuff were invented. It may seem a little boring nowadays, but back then this was more than enough entertainment. How about this pinball machine? All the white lights are lit up in the front over an LED screen, while the bottom is just a static image. It's pretty cool. This is an old-school baseball tabletop game. The screen would flip if you're on offense or defense, and there's a little ball you roll to pitch and to hit. There's also 3 different kinds of pitches. Pretty advanced for its time. This space shooter I thought was pretty cool too. One of the main reasons is because it had a strobe light attached to it. So every time you had killed an enemy, it would blink. Yeah, it was very entrancing. Pretty cool. I'm not sure what everybody's fascination back in the day was with space, but there were so many space games back in the day in the arcades. This one is Star Force. The bass for some reason on the speakers were ridiculously loud. I'm not sure if the person who owned this arcade machine actually modded it or not, but either way, it's loud. Also, you can see they kind of rip off TIE fighters from Star Wars. Here's a fun Japanese game from Taito, Monkey Mole Panic. Basically, there's 9 little buttons there, and you have to hit it for whenever the moles or whatever pop up. It kind of disturbs me, because those little white guys look like baby seals. Oh, Japan, you have the coolest things. Here's another classic, NBA Jam, with all the original NBA teams from the 1993 game. It's kind of funny looking at it nowadays, and just the graphics look hilarious. I'm looking forward to the new remake version. So, that's my trip to California Extreme. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. If you want some more information, check out www.caextreme.org. It has all the information for next year's event. I believe the date was supposed to be somewhere around July 9th to the 10th. I don't know if those dates are final yet. We were able to get in for about $30, and we got to play as many games as you want. So that was a lot of fun. It was very, very cheap for what it was. It's definitely worth going to if you haven't checked it out yet. So I'll see you guys soon. I got a new video coming up, and thanks for watching.